Good morning, friends. Today we are going to discuss input tax credit rule 36 to 45 and then tax invoice credit notes and debit note rule 46 to 55. Now let us start with tax invoice credit and debit notes rule 46 to 55. Rule 46 tax invoice. Rule 46 A invoice come bill of supply. Invoice come bill of supply. Rule 47 time limit for issuing tax invoice. Rule 47A time limit for issuing tax invoice in case where recipient is required to issue invoice. Rule 48 manner of issuing invoice. Rule 49 bill of supply. Rule 50 receipt voucher. Rule 51 refund voucher. Rule 52 payment voucher. Rule 53 revised tax invoice and credit and debit note. Rule 54 tax invoice in special cases. Rule 55 transportation of goods without issue of invoice. Rule 55A tax invoice or bill of supply to accomplish transport of goods. Now let us start with Rule 46. Rule 46 speaks about the tax invoice. Rule 46 speaks about the tax invoice. Let us now in detail understand each one of it in a more detailed manner so that it becomes easy to accompany. Now, subject to the Rule 54, tax invoice referred to in the section 31 shall be issued by the registered person containing the following particulars, namely name, address, and goods and service tax identification number of the supplier. B. A conservative serial number not exceeding 16 characters in one of multiple series containing alphabets or numericals or the special character dash and slash symbolized as and respectively, and any combination thereof unique for the financial year. Date of its issue, name and address of the goods and service tax identification number or unique identity number if registered of the recipient, name and address of the recipient and address of the delivery along with name of the state and its code if such recipient is unregistered and where the tax value of taxable supply is 50,000 rupees or more. The name and address of the recipient and the address of the delivery along with the name of the state and its code if such recipient is an unregistered and where the value of the taxable supply is less than 50,000 rupees and the recipient requests that such details be recorded in the tax invoice, provided that in case involving supply of online money gaming or in cases where any taxable supply is supplied by or through an electronic commerce operator or by a supplier of online information and database access or retrieval services to a recipient who is unregistered, irrespective of the value of such supply, a tax invoice issued by the registered person shall contain the name of the state of the recipient and the same shall be deemed to be the address on the record of the recipient. The harmonized system of nomenclature code for goods or services, description of goods or services, quantity in case of goods and the unit or unique quantity code thereof the total value of supply of goods or services for both, taxable value of supply of goods or services for both, taking into account discount or abatement if any, rate of tax, the central tax, the state tax, integrated tax, union territory tax, or the cess, the amount of tax charged in respect of taxable goods or services, central tax, the state tax, integrated tax, union territory tax, or cesses, the place of supply along with the name of the state in case of supply in course of interstate trade or commerce, address of the delivery where the same is different from the place of supply, whether the tax is payable on the reverse charge basis, the signature or digital signature of the supplier or his authorized representative, quick response code having embedded invoice reference number IRN in it. In case the invoice has issued in the manner prescribed under subrule 4 of the Rule 48. In a declaration as below that the invoice is not required to be issued in the manner specified under the subrule 4 of the Rule 48 in all the cases where an invoice is issued other than in the manner so specified under the said subrule 4 of the Rule 48 by the taxpayer having aggregate turnover in any preceding financial year from 1718 onwards more than the aggregate turnover as notified under the said subrule 4 of the Rule 48. We hereby declare that though our aggregate turnover in any preceding financial year from 1780 onwards is more than the aggregate turnover notified under subrule 4 of the Rule 48, we are not required to prepare an invoice in the terms of the rule provisions of the said subrule, provided that the board may, on the recommendation of council by notification, specify the number of digits of harmonized system of nomenclature code for the goods or services that a class of registered person shall be required to mention, or a class of the person supply of goods or services for which the specified number of digit harmonized system of nomenclature code shall be required to be mentioned by all the registered taxpayers, and the class of registered person that would not be required to be mentioned the harmonized system of nomenclature code for goods or services. So these were the rules which specifies us that thing. Thank you very much. Have a great day.